Let's go ahead and visit the Africa of Dubai. This place is known as Ethiopia, aka Addis Ababa. A lot of you guys are asleep on the motherland, Africa. Yo, watch this video and I can guarantee you're going to change your mind about potentially wanting to go to the motherland. But this right here is a game changer. Let's watch.
This is Addis Ababa, Africa's political capital.
Addis has always been this diplomatic city. Like it's like this country that has never been colonized, right? But also it houses all this AU and all, But the thing is, the city was like underdeveloped, right?
This is what Addis Ababa looked like 6 years ago. And today, this is what it looks like.
Unlike Egypt, that built an entirely new city outside of its main city, Ethiopia is just transforming or modernizing its existing one, right? Modernizing the roads, improving the skylines, the green spaces, parks, the transportation system, just everything.
It actually looks completely new. It actually looks like Dubai. You guys have to come and see it. Yeah.
The total cost of this transformation has never been officially released as one clear figure, but economists estimate it already runs into the tens of billions of US dollars. Because unlike building a brand new city from scratch, this is a surgery on a living city. Roads must be rebuilt around people, neighborhoods must be cleared, and entire communities must be compensated and relocated. That alone makes it complex and expensive.
And this is actually turned into a global standard city right before our eyes, right? The government is betting big on modernization, to attract investors, expand tourism, and overall just make the city a new face of Africa,
Skyscrapers are rising, old neighborhoods are being demolished, rivers are being cleaned, parks are replacing slums, but behind this dramatic transformation is a much bigger story, one about power and politics. To fully understand what Ethiopia is building today, we first have to look at the old Addis Ababa.
Yeah, so what you're seeing behind me here, this is old Addis, and I'm sure some 10 years later, this also will not be here.
Not even 10 years, like 2 years.
So you were telling me 7 years ago, Addis was not like this.
No, it was not like this. It used to be like this. Most part of Addis used to be like this. This is actually new to us as well. So the renovation, the construction, the infrastructure, it's actually good, and it's actually bad for some people as well, because these people that you've seen right now, they are actually going to be relocated to a place called Shaggar City, which is really far away from the city. So their living is here, their community, their society is here. So it's actually going to be a little bit difficult for them.
But I guess that is the price of progress, right? There's always the price that you pay, right?
Addis Ababa became Ethiopia's capital in 1886, when Emperor Menelik II chooses this highland settlement as the seat of power. For more than a century, Addis grew rapidly without a true master plan. Traffic congestion, informal settlements, poor drainage, a city carrying the weight of millions on foundations never designed for it. But the thing is, Addis was more than just Ethiopia's capital. It is home to the African Union, where the future of the continent is debated. Decisions made in this city ripple across an entire continent. And that is why the pressure to transform Addis is immense. This is where the new vision begins. And this is the mind behind all of it, Dr. Abiy Ahmed. Born to a Muslim father and a Christian mother in Western Ethiopia, Abiy's life reflects the diversity of the nation he now leads. Before entering politics, he served in the Ethiopian military and intelligence services, rising through the security ranks during some of the country's most turbulent years. But Abiy did not come to power through a national election. His rise was the result of years of mass protests that shook Ethiopia between 2015 and 2018. Millions of young people took the streets, protesting political repression, land seizures, economic inequality. The unrest forced the resignation of the prime minister at the time, and in April 2018, Abiy was selected by the ruling coalition to take over, making him the youngest leader in Africa at the time. Almost immediately, he released thousands of political prisoners, he legalized opposition groups, he lifted press restrictions, and in a historic move, he ended 20 years of hostilities with Eritrea, a decision that earned him the Nobel Peace Prize in 2019. To many, Abiy became a symbol of hope and reform, but to others, the reforms also unleashed ethnic tensions, internal conflicts, and a new era of political struggle. In short, he is praised for his ambition and criticized for the heavy cost of change because since he came into power, he made it his personal mission to physically remake Ethiopia, to turn its capital Addis Ababa into a rich global city. But in order to make any city rich, certain foundations must be in place.
Now, something that you guys have to realize, like I've been saying this in all of my videos, everybody needs a leader. So in this case here, Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, they had a bad leader before. He was out. The new leader came in. With the new leader, he is outspoken. He's created better roads, better buildings, and he wants to make it the Africa Dubai. If you've never been to Dubai, you should go to Dubai and see what it is. It's beautiful, it's rich, and the leader here is trying to do the same thing for Ethiopia, just to give it a name. So like I keep saying, leadership, leadership, leadership.
So Ethiopia, they're also very serious. We all know Ethiopian Airlines, Africa's biggest airline. They recently built like a new terminal handling millions of passengers. But then outside of that, a light rail, the first of its kind in sub-Saharan Africa. Look, I'm at the station right now waiting for the...
Without roads, power, clean spaces, and efficient movement, no city can compete on the world stage.
Addis Ababa is very serious about going green, right? I've seen more EVs here than anywhere else. Electric cars, electric buses, electric scooters, and of course, the green spaces, the green parks everywhere, really, really amazing, man, really amazing. And the city, it has three paths, right? It has a footpath. I'm standing on the footpath right now. It has like a bike lane, and of course for the cars, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. So look right behind me. You see there are kids playing right behind me. I don't know if you can see it. And then right in front of me, there's a government office, right? So that's what makes this development unique. It's that life is happening around it, right? Because since this is not a city that was like built from scratch, it evolved gradually, right? So it doesn't have like zones. You have a government district, business, there's a residential zone, this, that. Like you'll see aunties selling fruits right in the new highway, right? You'll see kids running past new skyscrapers. You'll see a resident just right around a government office, right? So that's what makes this really unique. It's like it has this, even though it's a modern evolving city, but it has this sense of like community and vibes to it, right?
There's a massive infrastructural transformation happening across Addis Ababa or across Ethiopia. New wide boulevards cut through what were once narrow, congested streets. Riverbanks that were dumping grounds have been turned to public parks, walkways, recreation zones, and luxury riverfront developments. Entire neighborhoods are demolished and rebuilt as wide multi-lane avenues, high-rise mixed-use towers, commercial hubs, and modern residential blocks.
Projects everywhere. Everywhere you turn, new buildings are rising, construction noises everywhere. Things are happening here, man. Things are happening.
But building a wealthy global city also comes with a harsh geographic truth. Most of the world's richest cities are connected to the sea. You see, ports create trade, and trade builds power. Unfortunately, Addis and all of Ethiopia is landlocked. In fact, Ethiopia is the largest landlocked country in Africa, and that is a major disadvantage in the race for global wealth. This has been one of Dr. Abiy's biggest headaches.
በግዢም ይሁን በሊዝም ይሁን በሆነ መንገድ ስምምነት ከመጣ ምን ፈልገው እሱ ነው። ለምን ቁጥራችን እየበዛ ነው። አሁን ባለው ትሬንድ በተሸከምነው ልክ መሸከም አንችልም።
You see, before 1993, Ethiopia had direct access to the Red Sea through what is now Eritrea. But when Eritrea became independent, Ethiopia lost its coastline. Since then, the country has been forced to rely on its neighbors to reach the wall. More than 90% of Ethiopia's import and exports pass through the ports of Djibouti. And for that access, Ethiopia pays roughly $1.5 to $2 billion annually.
The skyline is insane. I mean, you see that building right here, this one? It's like the tallest building in Ethiopia. It houses the commercial bank of Ethiopia. It's over 200 meters high, this one.
But no city becomes rich on concrete alone. The foundation of any development is electricity. Power runs hospitals, schools, factories, and global business. Since 2011, Ethiopia has been building this dam called the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. It is the largest hydroelectric power plant in Africa, capable of generating more than 6,000 megawatts of electricity. That is enough to power Ethiopia and export energy across East Africa. This is estimated to cost $4 to $5 billion US. The amazing thing is this project was not funded by the World Bank, the IMF, China, or Western donors. It was paid for by Ethiopians themselves. Civil servants contributed from their monthly salaries, citizens both home and abroad bought government bonds, and state-owned banks helped cover the rest. Because the government understood one thing: clean power drives industry. Industry drives jobs. Jobs drive wealth. And wealth is what will turn Addis Ababa into a true global city. The second ingredient of any rich global city is people. To grow wealthy, a city must attract the right minds and the right money. Think researchers, diplomats, investors, and entrepreneurs, because cities don't become wealthy from buildings alone. They become wealthy from who chooses to build inside them. And this is where Dr. Abiy has played one of his boldest cards.
The future we seek will not be delivered by technology alone. It will be forged through partnerships, inclusive in design.
You guys hear that? For any of you guys who ever think about going into business, you can't do it by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. Partnerships. The good thing about a partnership is if you bring something else to the table, I bring something else to the table. So investors, if I have a lot of money, I can invest into your business because I have the money. And as I invest into your business, I can get other investors to do it. So what they're doing here in Ethiopia is building big cities, creating things, opportunities so people can come, be tourists, travel, spend money, build their economy up. And also they're getting investors. Investors can come from anywhere over the world where one investor can put in this much money, which will help your city grow. So this is a lesson that I'm really learning here is find yourself investors if you're working on something, and find yourself people who are willing to grow with you. So at the end of the day, all of you guys can eat.
And collaborative in execution.
Since coming to power in 2018, Dr. Abiy has worked hard to attract global investors to Ethiopia. He has personally reached out to some of the world's richest individuals, biggest companies, and most powerful institutions. One of his biggest wins came from Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote. Dangote has already invested over $3 billion US in Ethiopia, building large industrial projects that employ thousands of Ethiopians. Dr. Abiy has also been seen alongside some of the most influential figures on the planet, from Bill Gates, whose foundation supports Ethiopia's health and agriculture sectors, to Jack Ma, whose company Alibaba has explored partnerships in digital trade, logistics, and e-commerce. Over the past few years, Ethiopia has invested heavily in international convention centers, 5-star business hotels, diplomatic districts, new aviation, logistics, and hospitality infrastructure. Because like I said, Addis is not just Ethiopia's capital, it is the political capital of Africa. And in that sense, it already has a powerful advantage because for decades, almost every major African decision has passed through the city. Ironically, while Addis Ababa is Africa's political capital, it is only 2 countries in Africa, Kenya and Djibouti, that have like visa-free access to this country. All the others need visa to get in. I overstayed my visa by like 3 days in this country. And then when I was leaving, I paid like $200 in fines. Why is Africa's political capital not visa free for all Africans, right? But then immediately I got it, right? This is Ethiopia's economic model. This is like their business model, because Addis hosts tens of thousands of foreign delegates, right? And it is quietly generating hundreds of millions of dollars in direct and indirect economic activities. Governments, NGOs, banks, you name it, they all come here constantly. And every summit, delegation, conference, or whatever, it means visas, it means transport, it means hotels, it means money flowing into this city.
All right, guys, I'm going to stop the video right there. I will actually link the video in the description below so you guys will be able to see the rest of it. It is a pretty lengthy video, but I'm going to stop the video there. If anything that I have taken from this video is to get a country to be well developed, you have to have a great leader. That's number one. To get a country to have people come and visit it, you have to create opportunities where people can come, fly in, and explore and buy things. As you know, Ethiopia, it has the biggest airlines in Africa. Number three, you got to get investors. Investors are people who basically will pour into your country or your business in hopes that they make more money. Once they make more money, they will contribute to other investors. So this is Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. If you haven't known about them, you saw a glimpse right there. But yeah, Africa is on a rise. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel as I continue to grow. I need your support. Until next time, world.